Hello everyone. I thought about making a second part of the uh, session on video lecture making because many of you call me back on usage of Open Broadcaster Studio as a software for making video lectures, and also many of you had a lot of hiccups with respect to creating lectures, recording your screen, recording your PPTs with your with your image with picture-in-picture effect inside that. Some of you also asked me about how to cut off the unnecessary parts, like you start recording, then you go to PPT, there's a delay. So how to cut off those part of recording. And some of you said, when I'm recording there's a small noise, is there any possibility of reducing noise or removing noise? So many of you also asked about, is there any other editing software which we can use, video editing software which we can use to edit the video, append some required content and all those things. So listing all these requirements that I got from many of you who called me and asked my assistance in doing it, I thought it would be good to do a second part of making this session on video lecture making. So going ahead with the session, I'll introduce you to what we would be doing in this session today. We'll be revisiting on our recording using OBS platform, Open Broadcaster Studio platform. I'll be giving a quick revision on how to record, especially some of you call me and ask me when Windows capture is not working, video capture is not working. So I'll be doing a quick revisit on how to record on this platform, as well as I'll show you how to edit after recording using a platform called Shotcut. Now many of you had a lot of questions, like you called me and you asked me how to edit the unnecessary content. For example, when you start the session and before you start literally talking to the PPT or literally teaching the students, there is a small gap that comes. So how to remove that gap, as well as at the end when you end the session there is a gap, as well as in between if you take any break. For example, if there was any interference from your children, or if there was any interference because of power that got cut, or if there was any interference because you lost the script, you lost the flow and you took a break, should I do it in one stretch at a time? What if I want to edit my wrong commentaries and all those things? You had a lot of inhibition. So what if I want to edit the content at the beginning, in the end, as well as edit the content in between? So I thought I'll introduce you to a software called Shotcut, which will help you to do the very same in a very simple way. It's an open source software. At the same time, some of you said, what if I want to add some additional content? So one of you called and asked me, what if I want to put some image uh, on my video? What if I want to put some titles on my video after I have recorded? What if I want to put some additional maybe a logo on my video or watermark on video? So I'll be visiting on that. I'll show you how to do the same thing, and using the Shotcut software. At the same time, some of you asked me, there is a lot of noise that gets picked up, maybe because of the fan that is running or because of certain background or ambient sound that is present in your house. How to cut that noise? So I'll also show you how to use a simple preset noise gate which is available in the software called Shotcut, by which you can actually edit your sound. So it's a very good practice for you to plan your entire session. For example, before I started this session, I made a simple plan like this. I divide my session into three parts, that is the intro session, the record session, and the edit session. It's very important that you also plan your sessions before you launch out into it. Now, for example, in the intro part, I kind of made sure that I would record my full screen video, and then I would also showcase the PPT then, and make my picture-in-picture effect appear in the left right bottom part. And then I knew what all tools would be necessary. Of course, I'm using a different tool called BANDICAM, which is not necessary for you to use. Then I knew I have to go to the record part, where I need to teach you how to record the Open Broadcaster Studio. Now, when I'm teaching Open Broadcaster Studio, I cannot use the same software for recording the screen also, so I had to use a different software. So I'm using BANDICAM. Now, so what are the tools that would be required there? The PPT that should be open in advance, the picture-in-picture effect that should be put in place. So all the settings. So I just put that under the record option, and then I knew from there the next step I need to do is edit. So I need to teach you how to use a Shotcut software. In Shotcut software, I need to teach you how to edit the content, maybe edit this intro part, the ending part, and in between if you had some hiccups, how to edit those content. So I made a plan to teach you that, as well as I made a plan to teach you how to add a logo if necessary, or add an image if necessary, how to enhance the audio. Maybe you want to add some reverb, or you want to normalize the audio. Some of you would talk and sometimes you say your voice was high, sometimes it was low. So how to make it normalize throughout the session. So how to add effect called normalize, or how to remove some background noise. So I thought I'll plan the session in advance, so that when I do the sessions, I'll have minimum redos for the same. So it is very important that you also put it on a paper or put it on a PPT screen like this, so that you'll not lose track of it, and you'll have very good you'll finish your session very quickly. Yeah, it need not be a plan as you see on the screen now. It can be a simple plan like this, or it can be a plan that is written on a piece of paper also. Yeah, whatever works best for you. So let's go to the recording part. As I discussed earlier, how to record a session on a open broadcaster studio. Now many of you had a doubt, how to get the preview window and program windows, because some of you could only see one single window. Now let me tell you, it's perfectly okay if you are seeing one single window, but yet if you want to switch to a preview window and a program window, just go to the studio mode option over here, click this, you'll be able to get the preview window and a program window. Remember, whatever comes in the preview window alone will not be recorded. You have to press on the transition window and bring the content onto a program window. Okay, and then only you have to start your recording. Okay, so then there is this source panel over here. Now some of you had a doubt, there are already 2-3 options over there. I would recommend, if there are 2-3 options already seen over there, remove it. But let me tell you, once you use the software, the first option that comes there, once you set up few options over there, that options will be visible the next time you go into the Open Broadcaster Studio again. Yeah, so you have to do the settings part only one. Let me revisit the settings part to you once again. Now go to the settings option over here. When you click the settings option, go to the output option. Remember, the output option should be always in the output option. Remember the recording path. The recording path is a place where you want to store your video. Recording quality is this is the quality of your video that you want to decide. I had recommended using high quality medium size. You can use high quality medium size or same as stream quality video. Recording format, I would highly recommend you to go with MP4. And the next option is your audio option. Once you come to this option called audio, click on this sample rate option over here, and the sample rate option over here is 48 kilohertz and 44.1 kilohertz. I'll highly recommend you to make it 48 kilohertz. Then come to the video option. In the video option, you will have different types of canvas size. Whatever works for you best is okay, but I would recommend go for 1280 into 720p. And output scale resolution option also, I would recommend you to go for 1280 into 720p. Make sure your base canvas resolution and output canvas resolution, both of them are the same. Common frames per second, 30 frames per second is pretty good. So after doing all this, after giving all this settings, make sure you come here, click on the apply option and then the OK option. These are the settings, basic settings that you need to do. Once you've done the basic settings, the next thing that you need to do is add the content into your source panel. So most of you wanted a PPT to be shown. So if you want to show a PPT, make sure go first to your PPT and make sure the PPT is full screen. Once you know that PPT is full screen, press Ctrl Alt Tab, go to your Open Broadcaster Studio, and in the Open Broadcaster Studio software, click on the add option. Yeah, click on the add option. Now remember, last time I told you to use Windows Capture as a tool. Yeah, so you can also use this time Windows Capture as a tool. Give OK, and you would see by default the PPT is captured. But if now some of you had this problem that the PPT is captured but it's going out of the scale. Now as you can see, my name is getting cut over here. Yeah, now if this thing happens, it's okay. Just right click. No, just click on the window over here and you can drag it. Can you see this? You can drag it so that you can fit it. Otherwise, click on this red line over here, especially this corners, and you can drag it to fit the screen. Okay, you can drag it to fit the screen. Okay, drag it to fit the screen. So as it works better for you. Okay, so just drag it to fit the screen so that nothing will be going out of the window over here. Now Windows capture can be used. If you don't want Windows capture, you can also add, if you want to add, some of you had a doubt like I have multiple windows, I'll be showing a PPT at a time, then I'll be using a simulation software. So if you want to show a PPT and a simulation software and you want to switch between these tabs, then I would highly recommend you to use display capture mode. Now display capture mode is where you click on this add option and you can see this option called display capture here. Yes, click on this display capture mode, give OK. Now as you can see over here in the screen, it is capturing everything that is there in the background. Yeah, it is capturing everything that is there in the background. That's, and some of you had even this doubt that my screen is going one screen inside the other screen. Now this is a perfectly okay condition, it's not an error. Give OK. After doing this, press OK over here. Yes, now again if you want to resize the screen over here, you're free to do it. Now as you can see there, I am resizing the screen over here, yeah, so that it will fit my window. Okay, now this resizing will have to be done because your resolution of your computer and monitor may change. Yeah, so I just resize it and the unrequired window. Now once I have chosen display capture as a mode, don't use Windows capture and display capture together. So as you can see over here, the Windows capture option, come to it, and can you see this eye option over here? Click on this eye option. So when this eye option is barred, that window is switched off. Okay, that window is switched off. Now once you give display capture mode, now you want your video to come into this. Again, go to this add option and click video capture device option. Give OK. Video capture device option will bring your video into the portal. Now once your video comes into the portal, what you have to do is just give OK and then click this video so that you can resize it. As you can see, click and resize it, and you can put it wherever you want. Okay, you can put it wherever you want. I will recommend put it in the range within the screens, one of the top left or bottom left or bottom right corner. Once you're done it, do not forget to press the transition option, because pressing the transition option only will bring your videos from preview window to program window. See if all the options are clearly seen over here. Yes, now once this happens, the next thing that you need to do is start your recording. Now before starting your recording, come to the audio mixer option over here. Can you see this audio mixer option over here? Now when you see this audio mixer option, there are a lot of different types of audio mixer option over here. Now there will be one option over here which is called as mic and aux. Remember, this mic and aux alone should be on, rest everything should be off. Desktop audio especially should be off, because that would be a sound that comes from your system. So desktop audio should be off. Your video capture device or whatever audio mixer options are available, it depends upon your driver softwares that you have installed. So whatever audio mixer is showing, make sure only the mic or aux option is on, all the other options are off. To make it on or off, you know, this is the option, click on it, you'll make it on. Yeah, so once you have made it on, the next thing that you need to do is you have to start your recording. Now when you have to start your recording, you have to click on the start recording option. Yeah, and when you start your recording, you can see that the recording would start, and then you can go back to your PPT. Again, to remind you, use Control Alt Tab option to go back to your PPT. Yes, teach in your PPT. Yeah, whatever you want to teach in your PPT, and then make sure, and even then if you want to shift the tab, you want to teach the PPT, then you want to show maybe a different software, then you want to show maybe a simulation of you want to open a file and show. All these things are possible because you are recording your entire screen, so display capture is an option in which this is possible. After doing that, come back to Open Broadcaster Studio, stop the recording. Now the recorded video will be available in your output folder. Yes, going ahead with our session with editing software. Okay, so how to edit our session. Okay, let's go ahead with that. So open the software called as Shotcut. Yeah, now if you see the software called as Shotcut, this is how the window will look like when you open the software called as Shotcut. Yeah, it's a very simple software. It's an open source software which any one of you can use it for editing your videos. Now remember, our objective was to edit the videos beginning part, the end part, and if there is any part in between that, for example, you took a pause, you had an interruption, now you need not redo the video all over again. Okay, don't waste your time like that. If there is an interrupt like this, you can always edit the video. Okay, in between, if you kind of fumbled and you want to be kind of perfect, you don't want your errors to be known by your students, then you can edit those content, and I'll let you know how exactly it has to be done. Okay, so when you pause in between, don't redo your video and waste your time, please edit it. Okay, so let's go ahead with it. So when you see the software over here, it's a very simple window over here. Yeah, now before you do anything, before you start doing anything, make sure you save your project. Okay, so go to file. Okay, save your project. So I have saved it as lecture demo. Okay, let's save it as lecture demo. Yeah, yeah. So when you save the session, okay, this project file is saved. Okay, now so that you will not lose any of your future content that you do it on this. Okay, so the next thing that you need to go is to this open file option. Can you see this open file option over here? Yeah, click on this open file option over here. The thing that you can see over here is a lot of videos that you would have recorded, okay, maybe using Open Broadcaster Studio or some other software. Yeah, so choose the video that you had recorded according to your plan. Now remember, my plan over here was to choose to do the intro part. Okay, so intro part, I had thought about showcasing my entire video first, then showcasing the PPT video. You remember that? Yeah, so I'm taking my intro part video first. Yeah, and then I'm also taking my intro part PPT video. Okay, so you can take two videos at a time. I'll just take one video at a time now. Yeah, so I've taken this intro part video. Yeah, now once you take this intro part, once you import this video over here using this open file option, now this is your preview window. Okay, this is your, in fact, preview and program window, all this put together. This is the window where you can see your edit happening. Preview your video content. Now you want to bring this video content to this timeline. Can you see this timeline? Now this is where the editing happens. Yeah, this is where the editing happens. Now when you have the way you have to bring to this timeline is very simple. Can you see this option called append? Now this option is called as append. Click on this option called as append. When you click on this option called as an append, you will see that the video that is available here will come down over here. Yeah, the video that is available here will come down over here. It's as simple as that. Now you can see a slider over here. If you click on that slider's triangle option and then move that slider, you can move around this timeline. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If you want to reduce the size of the timeline, there is an option over here to zoom out, yeah, or to zoom in to the timeline. Yeah, so you can, if you want, you can zoom out and see how big is your timeline. I can see over here the timeline's length. Yeah, now one other option is, for some of you, the waveforms, as you can see here, may not be visible. It's visible for me because I had actually used the software before. So if it is not visible for you, these waveforms are very helpful, because if you see over here, in the beginning I can see that there are portions. Now you can use a slider to navigate also. There are portions where there is no audio at all. There are portions where there is no audio at all. Yeah, there are portions like this where there is no audio at all, but the video is available. So what I can do is, actually I can edit this portion. Yeah, so how to edit that portion? Click on the split option. Click on the, move your slider to place where you want to edit. Okay, you can keep your slider till here. Okay, now over here I was getting ready for the lecture, so there is no content available over there. So that can happen with most of you when you are recording the lecture. So I would say is split the audio here. Okay, so split the audio. How to do that? There's an option called as split over here. Can you see split? Yeah, click on the split option and you can see that the video is cut into two portions over here. Can you see? This is one portion and this is one portion. You can click and find out the different portions. Now the portion that you don't want, select that portion. Okay, select that portion by clicking on it, and can you see the split option over here? Click the split option, that portion will get cut off. Yes, so I believe it's clear to you how to remove the unnecessary portions. Okay, now in between the video, if there are portions somewhere where you had taken a pause, okay, for example I had taken a pause over here, okay, where I was maybe pressing a mouse click or doing something else. Now the same kind of interruption can happen in your video. Now if you wish to edit that portion, it's very simple. Just zoom in as much as possible in your video time so that you can find the portions clearly where you want to give an edit. Okay, now if you see over here, Yeah, and this is a portion that I want to edit. Yeah, use a slider to navigate as and when you want. Yeah, so as you can see over here, this is a portion I want to edit. Yeah, go to that particular portion, take the slider. As you remember the slider, you have to click on this triangle option, move it to the place where I want to edit it, then click the split option. The shortcut key for split is S, so you can click S also. Move the slider to the portion where you want to create an edit, and then again click S. Yeah, now if you select that portion that you don't desire to be there, click on that and then click split option. Now can you see the video has got edited? Yeah, so this is how you can edit. Now the end part, now this is in between wherever you want to edit a content, you can edit like that. And then at the end part, now if you want to edit the end part, you can go to the end. Yeah, yes, you can go to the end like this. Let me uh, remove my video so that you can see the end part. Yeah, now if you see over here the end part, yes, you can remove this end part by even dragging. Okay, now can you see this option? Now when I bring my slider over here, you can see I can just drag it, click and drag it, and I can cut my end part. Yeah, so that is also possible. Otherwise the usual route, that is by using split. Just go to it, go to the place where you want to start your do your edit, press split, and then you can remove that portion. Yeah, so this is how you can edit your window. This is how you can edit your window. You can edit the intro part. In between, if there is some part where you have hiccups, you can edit it, and then you can also edit your end part. Yeah, so I believe this is clear to you. It's a very simple software. Now you may say I want to add an additional video. Just go to this portion. Yes, just keep your slider where you want to add the additional video. Go to open file. Yeah, now I want to add the second part of my intro where I was talking into a PPT. So I'll open that. Now it appears over here. The same thing that I have to do is click here on the append option. When I click on the append option, you can see the video appearing over here. Yeah, so you see the video has joined over here. Okay, now so that is how, again, in this video, if I want to edit a portion where I was not, for example, I had fumbled here, and then I started the session again. So what I can do is I can just go to that portion. Yeah, I can just go to that portion and I can edit it off. Go to that portion, press S, the portion gets split, and then click cut, it gets edited. Yeah, so I believe you are clear with this. It's a very simple option and all of you can do it. Yeah, so this is how we can edit in a very simple fashion the content that is in the beginning of your video or in the end of your video, and also in between your video. That is the maximum editing option you require. Now, as I said, to make the editing simpler, it's good to see the waveform. Now, if the waveform is not visible for you, it's very simple. Just right click over here on the video track, and can you see a show waveform option? Make sure it is checked. If it is checked, the waveforms will be visible for you. Yeah, so ensure that the waveforms are visible. It will make your editing much more easier, because if you find somewhere the waveforms missing, that is the exact place that you want to cut the audio. Yeah, so the options are very simple. This is a very simple software which anyone can use to edit this content. Yeah, so once that is done, the next option that that you many of you requested me to showcase is how to add an additional content to the video. How to, for example, if we want to put a logo of a university throughout the video, or for example, if you want to put some watermark, how to do that. Okay, now it's a very simple thing. I'll showcase here how to put an logo, an additional image. Okay, so just right click over here on the video track, and can you see add a video track? Yes, do that first. Yeah, so there's another video track, because you don't want the logo to come at the end of video. It has to be over the video, so you need to add another video track over here. Remember, it's a video track, it's not an audio track. Yeah, so add another video track over here. Okay, you can actually go to this open file and import the image that you want to overlay over it. Yeah, so I am selecting this logo over here. Okay, now this logo has come here. Now this logo has to be brought into this video track. Now remember, select the video track that you want to use. Okay, so click on that video track so that is selected. Then again, as we did before, click on the append option. Okay, now if you see over here, you would find that the logo has got overlaid on our video track. Yeah, logo has got overlaid on our video track. Now to keep matters simple, now you want this logo to come throughout the session. Yeah, you want this logo to come throughout the session, so that's very simple. Go to that end of that logo option. Can you see the slider here? Now when the slider turns out for this two-ended arrow option, click on that thing and drag it. Okay, click and drag it until you till the place you want it. Okay, now I want this logo to be visible throughout the session, so I'll drag it. Now if you're putting some image over here, over there, it can be to a particular session, to a particular part only. It need not be throughout the part. Yeah, so you can see over here I have dragged it and put it throughout the session. Now you may say, this logo I don't want it to be seen in my entire screen. Of course, nobody would like the logo to be seen on the entire screen. You would like it to be limited to a corner of a screen. Yeah, so what you have to do is, it's very simple. Okay, just navigate your logo to the part where you want to take it. So before doing that, go to this filters option. Can you see this filters option here? Yeah, now all of us can see this filters option here. Yeah, now go to this filters option. Yeah, go to this filters option. Can you see, all of you see this filters option here? Yes, go to this filters option, and can you see this add a filter option? Yeah, now click on this add a filter option. Yeah, now when you click on this add a filter option, there are a lot of filter option that comes in, but the filter option that you require to use it is a filter option for video over here. So click on video, and in this, look for a filter option to scale it. Okay, to scale it. Okay, so if you keep on going down, okay, there will be a option that you can find to scale it. Okay, now can you see this option called size and position? That is what you have to select. Click on it, it will appear over here. Now when it has come itself, now you can see the position, size and position of it can be changed. Now there are certain markers that come here. So if you click over here, can you see this positioning over here? Yeah, now what you have to do is you have to just bring it down. Now it's little difficult to size in it here. Now what I would recommend is, use the options here first, that is where it should be, whether it should be in the center, whether it should be in the left side, whether it should be in the right side. Okay, so there are some options over here. If you click on the preset option, okay, now if you want it to be on the top left, if you click here, it comes here in the top left. Yeah, now you don't want it to be of this size. Yes, you can of course reduce the size by clicking on this option. Can you see this option over here? When it changes to this arrow size, you can actually move the frame. Okay, you can actually move the frame. Yeah, yeah. Now that is our logo over here. You can place it. So once this is done, your logo has come now. Yeah, that is how you add a logo. Now many of you asked me a question, how to edit the audio. We have this noise coming from the audio, or you want to normalize the audio. Sometimes the audio is pretty loud, sometimes it's pretty mellow. So how to normalize the audio? The option is very simple. Again, go to the filter. Yeah, before that, make sure you have selected the video track which has the audio. Okay, go to that and select the filter. When you select the filter, there is a filter for audios. Now when you click on this audio option, filters for audio will come, and to normalize your audio, that is to make your audio sound with the same decibel level throughout the channel, throughout the track, you can use this simple option called as normalize. Okay, now if you use this option, you will find out there are certain preset options, but what I would suggest is just go with the default, and you'll find the difference. If you go with the defaults, you'll find the difference how this audio gets normalized. Means the entire audio track will be having the same level, same decibel levels. Yeah, so do that, and once you have done the normalizing thing, now some of you said, how can I reduce the noise? Again, go to the same filter option, add a filter, and if you go to the audio, there will be a noise gate. There will be a option called as noise gate. Now you can use this noise gate option, and again go with the default. If you want to I'm not going into technical details because that will take a lot of time of what is threshold, attack, hold, and all those things. But the default itself does a good job of suppressing any background or ambient sound that you have. Okay, suppressing any background ambient sound you have. So use this to actually remove any noise. Yeah. So normalize and noise gate. These two options should be more than sufficient. If you want to explore some other option, go ahead, add a filter. If you want to remove the filter, it's very simple again. Just click on this option. When it is unchecked, the filter is removed, or you can simply delete the filter also as per your request. Okay, as per your, if you want to remove the filter, just click on the minus sign. If you want to add the filter, click on the plus sign. Yeah, so this is a simple way that you can add a filter, a noise filter, or remove the noise also. Okay, I believe our objective is met. So the final requirement for us is to start our to export. So finally we need to export our video. So how to export our video after editing is go to this file option. Can you see this option called export? Yes, click on this option. After that, come here and click on this option called export file. Now can you see this option, some name, you can give a name of your interest uh, to export. Yeah, and once you're given that name, give save. Now once you're given save, you can see the position of your export, or the status of your export over here. Can you see this option over here, job to be done? Now it's 0%. Slowly it will become 1%, 2%, 100%. So when it becomes 100% is when you have to go and find in the folder where you have given this, where you have exported this file. So guys, that brings us to the end of our video lecture making session. Now remember, there are only two softwares that you need to know, that is Open Broadcaster Studio and Shotcut. Both of them are very user friendly. Remember, plan your session before you start it. Plan how would you start the session, how would you which all windows will you open in the session. So make sure all the windows are already opened and kept, the PPT, the simulation software and everything. And also remember to use the software Shotcut, which can help you to edit the unwanted content. You do not need to redo the content. So that will greatly help you to create effective video lectures. Even then, if you are using these tools and you find any hiccups, or if you find any difficulties in installing them and operating them, you find any difficulties while using it, please get back to me. My contact details will be furnished in the description below. Please feel free to contact me and we'll be very glad to help you. Thank you.